All right, guys, lastly, we want to talk about inquiries. Some people will say they have the least amount of impact on your scores, but that's not always necessarily the case if you go and get a bunch of inquiries in a very short period of time. Now, what you're going to see is something very interesting here. According to TransUnion, I have 8 inquiries, and if you look, you're going to see State Farm Bank. I didn't apply for my State Farm Bank credit card back in February of 2018. What I did do was I asked for a credit limit increase. What I did not know was that with some banks, to get a credit limit increase, they will actually do a hard pull on your credit file. Companies or banks like American Express, they're running your credit report actually every 14 to 15 days, but it's a soft pull just to see what's going on with your spending activity and any other activity you have with other accounts. But you'll see on here, State Farm Bank, Credco, Partners. That was Credco and Partners was when I went for my mortgage for my house. Barclays was a credit card, JP Morgan. Now you're going to see JP Morgan. You may know about the 5 and 24 rule. If you've applied for 5 credit cards in a 24-month period, you cannot get a Chase credit card or a JP Morgan credit card. But I want to show you something interesting. You can see State Farm, Credco, Partners, Barclays, JP Morgan. If you go to Equifax, you see Verizon. You see Discover, you see Charles Schwab Bank, and you see Citizens Bank. None of those showed up on my TransUnion report. And that's because every lender has their own methodology or their own way to calculate whether or not you are a trustworthy borrower or if you are a good or bad risk. It's extremely important for you guys to understand that every single time you apply for something. Remember, Verizon was when I bought my house, I had to get Verizon service for my house. My credit score was impacted because of that inquiry from Verizon. But my ability to get Verizon was determined by my credit score. You have no idea the importance and the power your credit score has in your overall financial well-being. And it doesn't have to just do with getting approved for a credit card, for a car loan, or for a mortgage. It has to do with multiple different things. So you'll see with Equifax, I have 6 hard inquiries. Now let me explain to you how the inquiries work. 0 inquiries is best. Inquiries will show up on your credit file for 2 years. They will only impact your credit file for 1 year. You will see if you follow Credit Karma and other credit monitoring tools. Again, I use all free ones. But if you use something like Credit Karma on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, you will see that after 1 year you've applied for a credit card, it will say a credit inquiry fell off. It only hurts your score for 1 year. It stays on the credit file for 2 years, okay? That's why they say it's a lower impact item. But again, if you apply for a mortgage, you're going to have an inquiry. Let's say you apply with 3 or 4 different banks in they'll say a 3 to 4 week period. I say it's always better 2 weeks just to be safe. But if you apply for a mortgage and you go to 3 or 4 different banks over the course of a month or less, it is only going to show up as one hard inquiry affecting your score, which is approximately 5 points, even though all 5 inquiries will show up on your credit report, or all 4, however many you go to. If it's all for the same category, it is going to be good. If you apply for a mortgage, if you apply for a car note, if you apply for a credit card, that is going to show 3 separate types of inquiries. And that is going to negatively impact your score approximately 15 points. Again, the average inquiry hits your score for approximately 5 points. If it's for the same category, like let's say you go to the car dealership and you get 3 or 4 different banks that are shopping rates for you, you're going to see all those different inquiries from all the different companies, but it's only going to hurt your score one time. If you apply for a credit card, if you apply for a mortgage, if you apply for a car, all in the same week or month period, it's going to impact your score 3 separate times. That is going to dramatically drop your credit score. So that's something that's really important to keep in mind, guys. You do not want to apply for too much credit too quickly. It's something I did. In hindsight, I wouldn't want to do it. The advantage is I planted a whole bunch of seeds all at once. Over the course of time, that's going to help me a lot. But there's 2 schools of thought on that one. You do whatever you feel is best or right for you. Obviously, always maintaining 0 to low balances on all your stuff. Make sure everything's always paid on time, and make sure you understand exactly what's happening with your credit score every single week because you have no idea how bad one little blip can negatively impact or affect your credit score. So that was it. I hope you guys found all this stuff extremely helpful. Again, you can see over the course of a year what happened. My score dropped because I went and got so many new credit cards, but it quickly rebounded because I got all these new credit limits. I started getting all these new payment history. Back 3 or 4 months ago, you see, I bought a house. So again, I had 4 more credit inquiries. Think about that. The inquiries there. I had a mortgage inquiry. I had 2 of them actually, but I had a mortgage inquiry, 2 credit card inquiries, and I had a Verizon inquiry. All that hit me in a matter of 30 days. So maybe 45 days. What do you think that did to my score? It caused it to drop. I was at a 754, and then it went to, hold on, I'm trying to go right here, 716. So my score dropped almost 40 points. But then after just a couple months, right back to a 770. Guys, your score is very manipulatable. All you have to do is understand how it works, and I'm here to help you. So if there's anything else, if I didn't cover something, if you have additional questions, or if you'd like me to work specifically with you, let me know and we'll set up a call. Thanks so much for your time, guys. I hope you all have a great day.